Seventh of the season, and the Astros open it up.
Number 4.
Major upset in the first round of Wimbledon on the women's side. The call on ESPN+.
What a moment this is for Yastrzemska.
Coach Emmanuel Husner getting excited.
She's made it. She's landed yet another wonderful return to get the job done. For the biggest win of her career, out goes the second seed and Roland Garros champion, Coco Gauff.
Number 3.
The Diamondbacks slugging 4 home runs against the Giants. This is one of them on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM.
Now a swing. That ball blasted high and deep center field. Look at this thing. Look at it fly over the overhang and gone.
Wow, did that ball fly out of here. A sinker that didn't sink. And 109 miles an hour off the bat. Randall Gritchick took him way deep.
Number 2.
A banner day for George Springer and the Blue Jays against the Yankees on Canada Day in Toronto. Call on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
The 2-1 pitch from Luke Weaver. Swing and a high fly ball. Left center field and deep. Back to the wall. It is gone! Grand slam, George Springer. His 100th homer as a Toronto Blue Jay blows it open in the 7th.
Number 1.
Jay, the top sound of the night, the Rays getting home run robbery by the A's center fielder in Tampa. Call on Talk 650 KTSE.
The 1-2 is lifted high in the air to center by Aranda. Breaking back is Clark. Still going at the track by the wall. He leaps. And did he catch it? Oh, he brought the baseball back. Denzel Clark robbing Aranda of a home run. And it looks like, for the moment, it's a big second out for the Athletics as Caminero tags up to third. Oh, he brought the baseball back.
Defense getting noticed. You like offense? Pirates Cardinals was not for you.
1-1. Swing, fly ball toward the gap in left center. Caught on the run by Scott. Hayes stays to tag. He'll come in to score. Henry Davis knocks him in, and the Pirates are on the board. It's 1-0 in the 8th. Henry Davis comes through.
Sacrifice fly in the 8th inning. That's the only run of the game as the Pirates beat the Cardinals 1-0, 93-7 The Fan. Marlins a 2-0 shutout of the Twins. Angels with a shutout as well.
First batter was retired Shonowell. The double by Trout. And here's the next pitch. This ball's lined in the gap in right center field. This is going to drive in a pair. Coming through for the Angels is Soler. He ends at second with a double, and the Angels have a 3-0 lead.
Angels would score 4 in the 8th inning and shut out the Braves 4-0. Angels Radio AM 830. Braves 1-5 in their last 6. It's Tuesday, July 2nd, birthday of Richard Petty, the King, 88 today. Speaking of royalty, our Freddie Coleman is here this morning. He and Chris Canty up next with Unsportsmanlike. I'm Jay Reynolds, back tomorrow. Sports Center all night at ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Wednesday, we'll continue to react to all the NBA free agency news, and I'll tell you which teams have turned themselves into real title contenders. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2,
You don't
and
hear the radio
ESPNU.
ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. T&Cs apply.
Is Joe and Q.
The show that Shohei Ohtani is putting on once again, telling myself this every year, hey, he's having the best season of his career. I don't know if I need to see him on the mound. I might just need to keep him right where he's at and say, you know what, this has been fantastic. He's able to go two ways and pitch and hit and be phenomenal, but I don't really need him to do that. I just want him to keep doing what he does. I don't really want to mess up his rhythm that he's in right now.
Joe and Q, weekdays at noon on 1050 ESPN, New York. Stay on top of the game with the ESPN New York app. Listen live, enter exclusive contests, and enjoy all the play-by-play action.
Jalen Brunson delivers.
Don't miss our must-listen show features. Hear Chris Carlin get Chris'd off with Bart and Carlin.
I don't need that energy.
Listen to an attempt to stump Rothenberg on DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Bang!
Catch Michael K with Hit and Run all week long.
I gotta get more K.
And ENN with Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Download the ESPN New York app today and never miss a moment of your favorite sports.
Well, to hit a home run, everything's got to line up perfectly, just like when you find the person you want to marry. When it's time to propose, well, do what I did. Visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers. From their beautiful 2 by London collection to custom designs for any budget, they make finding the perfect ring easy. Visit London Jewelers at any of their 6 locations and tell them I'm a Michael K. treatment. London Jewelers, getting it just right.
From opening day through the World Series, 1050 ESPN is your home for Major League Baseball. WEPN, New York, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle.
The Bucks agreed to a 4-year, $107 million contract with center Miles Turner, and to make room for him, Milwaukee's waiving Damian Lillard.
This one was more serious because Giannis Antetokounmpo essentially was never as close as he's been to potentially leaving Milwaukee, and they go out and get a franchise starting center.
They are going to be paying Miles Turner $26 million, and they are going to be paying Dame Lillard $23 million so that they can hope that Giannis doesn't demand a trade.
A good Wednesday morning to you, Freddie Coleman in for Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman with my man Chris Canty. It is Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, as well as ESPN News. Always glad to join my man CC, because no matter what you heard, there is no beef between MC and CC. Do not let people who shall remain nameless, Nuna Teixeira, the producer of this show, Chris Canty, try to start any kind of beef between Messrs. Coleman and Douglas from Freddie and Harry, and you, Michelle, and Evan Cohen.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Freddie. See, I got speakers too, and I can hear the show with you and Harry. There's a little bit of tension there. A little bit of tension.
Really?
It's not all, I don't know if I'd qualify it as beef, but there is some tension there.
Now, how can you say such a thing? As long as you and I have known each other, how can you even try to say that we're now part of a tension convention involving my show and your show?
I'm just speaking the truth. Listen, I'll lie for you. I'll never lie to you, Freddie.
That's true.
That's true. I'm just speaking the truth. There's a little bit of tension there. But listen, we function forward.
Yes, we do.
Like any good family, you function forward,
Absolutely.
and we're going to put together a good show for the people.
And there's no doubt about that, especially when we thought the summer of Giannis Antetokounmpo was not going to happen, CC. And we're back to having the summer of Giannis Antetokounmpo, and if he's going to stay, if he's going to leave. It's one thing to waive Damian Lillard and use something that people did not know about, a stretch exemption, to bring in Miles Turner from the Indiana Pacers, and they signed him to that contract. 4 years, $107 million. They stretched the remaining $113 million on the contract of Damian Lillard so they could afford Miles Turner. I just wonder, CC, if this is enough for the Bucks to look at Giannis and say, happy now in terms of staying or leaving, because that is clearly back on the table involving those two entities.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't know that the Milwaukee Bucks make this decision if we don't get the injuries to Halliburton, Jason Tatum, and and what we're seeing in the Eastern Conference in terms of the different shuffling of the deck, so to speak. I think that they see an opportunity for this Bucks team to be competitive if they can have continuity and they can find a way to upgrade what they've gotten from Brook Lopez over the last couple of years. And I think they checked every single box in terms of being able to do that with this move. This was an investment by their general manager, John Horst, in being able to sell Giannis Antetokounmpo, that there is an opportunity to compete in Milwaukee this year and into the foreseeable future. And now with the waive and stretch provision that they've executed with Damian Lillard, they were able to bring back a lot of their supporting cast and get one of the best 3-and-D bigs in the entire league.
Everything you said is on point, because here's the bottom line. It all comes back to money, not just involving Damian Lillard, not just involving Miles Turner, not just involving Giannis Antetokounmpo, involving all of these three guys, two who are going to be teammates maybe, and one who's no longer part of the organization in terms of Damian Lillard. And Brian Windhorst, ESPN NBA Insider, first day yesterday, he said the financial risk is massive with the Milwaukee Bucks making this move yesterday.
This is mortgaging your mortgage to buy a sports car. I guess if you get the girl, which is Giannis in this case, for the next 5 years, Damian Lillard will appear on the Milwaukee Bucks cap sheet for $23 million, give or take. And I've got executives texting me saying Miles Turner isn't even dramatically better than Brook Lopez. Miles Turner is an excellent center who's a basket defender. He is not an all-star. So they are going to be paying Miles Turner $26 million, and they are going to be paying Dame Lillard $23 million for the foreseeable future. So this is going to basically become a $50 million salary slot so that they can hope that Giannis doesn't demand a trade.
Before we got started, Cece, you made the point, and I was spot on in agreeing with you. If you're the Bucks, you had to make this kind of move. Not so much for Giannis and if he's going to stay or if he's going to leave, but it just made all the sense in the world when you know you're not going to have Damian Lillard and playing for your team next year. You bring in a Miles Turner to replace a Brook Lopez, and his style of play fits a lot better with Giannis Antetokounmpo in terms of Brook Lopez have been a depreciating player regarding Milwaukee Bucks. Financially, it may seem to be so many numbers, but for the future of the Bucks franchise, with or without Giannis Antetokounmpo, this made all the sense in the world.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. And listen, I respect what Wendy is saying. Miles Turner is an upgrade from what you've gotten from Brook Lopez over the last couple of years, right? And I get it. Miles Turner, the way that his season ended, left a sour note for a lot of folks. He only hit 13 of his last 53 pointers in the postseason. For all of the people that are not math majors at home, that's 26%. So it's one of those things that you look at it and you say, is this guy worth this big of a swing? But let's keep this clear. Okay. This move in signing Miles Turner is not about them being compelled on Miles Turner being the linchpin for the Bucks to compete.
Sure.
It's about being able to get a player in a mold that you know fits or complements Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis needs specific types of players around him in order to be successful. And, of course, being able to have a big that can space the floor, that can also be a rim protector is one of those things that you need. And Miles Turner checks those box, right? You're talking about somebody that had 156 made threes in the regular season last year and 144 blocks in the regular season last year. So think about that. It's hard to find centers that can give you both. And Miles Turner can give you both. So it makes sense in terms of the fit. Yeah, the $27 million a year, it seems a lot for a guy like that, but that's the economics of today's NBA, right? You're not paying Miles Turner like he's an all-star. You're paying Miles Turner like he's a very good role player, which is exactly how he figures in Milwaukee. So I think they made the best of a bad situation. As Bobby Marks put it, this is a get-out-of-jail-free card in terms of the wave stretch maneuver that they executed with Damian Lillard. The only thing that you get frustrated about is what that looks like 3 or 4 years down the road.
Sure.
But that's a tomorrow problem. In the here and now, I think they made the best move for their franchise, especially looking at the opportunity in the Eastern Conference.
Chris Canty, Freddie Coleman together. Some Sportsmanlike presented by Progressive Insurance on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPNU presented by Progressive Insurance. They offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance. Visit Progressive Giannis.com. Here's the one thing. The big question is out there. Is this enough? Because Giannis put on social media yesterday, and I'm going to paraphrase his tweet, I don't know what's going on, man. And believe me, when he's unhappy, he's expressed it in a nice, polite way, but he's still unhappy. I still don't think this means that he wants totally out of Milwaukee. Giannis has been the kind of guy that he'll speak on something, CC. He doesn't like something, but yet he tries to make the best of the situation. If it's bad, if it's middle, if it's good, whatever that is. I don't think just because that he was unhappy about them making the move for Damian Lillard is going to preclude him to say, I want out of Milwaukee. Now, there has to be a meeting between Giannis and the Bucks management to find out exactly what kind of page that they have to be on. And if that book is going to be enough for Giannis to stay and want to continue to read it and stay the Milwaukee Bucks. But I don't think just because what happened yesterday that it's a fair certainty to say that he wants out of Milwaukee, because he's shown in the past when he doesn't like something, he speaks on it, but yet he tries to make the best of that situation in Milwaukee.
Freddie, see, let's keep it a buck. No pun intended. Let's keep it a buck. It's not as if Giannis could come out yesterday after they waived Damian Lillard and celebrate the move, right? When we start thinking about what these players put on social media, think about the inverse. It's not as if Giannis can come out with his pom-poms and say, great job, Milwaukee Bucks front office. I'm glad you guys got rid of Damian Lillard. You can't come out and say that. Obviously, you empathize with Damian Lillard's situation, but after the dust settles, you think about it, the guy got $113 million to walk away, and he gets to start free agency 2 years early. Yeah, I think Damian Lillard is going to be fine, okay? Somebody is going to want to sign Damian Lillard in short order. Okay. Now, for my money, if I was him, I would probably wait until around the All-Star break to see how this thing shakes out and see who's a contender and see who versus a pretender. But that's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks having some flexibility in terms of roster construction, this was the only thing that they could do in the short term to put some semblance of a team around Giannis where they could, in good conscience, sell him on a vision over the next couple of years where this team could be a title contender.
Because they brought back Bobby Portis. They re-signed Gary Trent.
They brought back everybody not named Pat Connaughton and Brook Lopez.
Absolutely.
Let's just keep it short. Yeah. It's easier to talk about who they didn't bring. They brought back everybody not named those two guys.
The guys who played well, have played well with him. So Milwaukee can look at Giannis and say, you told us a couple of years ago, if you sense that we're not doing everything possible to keep this team as a championship contender or in the championship conversation, that you might look elsewhere. Well, here it is 2 years later, and they've done pretty much everything that Giannis has wanted them to do, sans of Damian Lillard not working out in the 2 years in Milwaukee. So, if anything, the Milwaukee Bucks have told Giannis, we've done our part. Now what are you going to do about it? You can't say that we're not trying. You can't say that we're not trying to make sure that we can acquiesce to your wishes to stay in that championship conversation. So we're doing the best we can with the parameters that we can. So now this is the Bucks way of saying, Giannis, this is on you. If this is not good enough for you, then we have to figure this out. If this is good enough for you, then let's see what's going to happen in camp with Doc Rivers and this team like this, and we'll see exactly what's going to go on. I still don't believe for 1 second that he's going to leave Milwaukee. I think he winds up staying. He'll complain about it, CC, but I think he winds up staying when it's all said and done.
Well, yeah, Freddie, see, I think they have a much better chance at having Giannis be a one-team superstar in an era of player movement than they did 2 days ago, than they did a month ago. So I think it's trending in the right direction for Milwaukee. Again, Giannis can convince himself that he can take that group on a deep playoff run. Not just get into the postseason, but actually have a chance of winning a playoff series for the first time in 4 years. I think that potential exists, especially with an Eastern Conference that's in flux. So I think that even though you don't have a clear and obvious second best player on that team, a co-star for Giannis that can take a lot of the scoring load off of him, you do have a bunch of guys that on any given night can go for 30. And I think that's the point of what John Horst is doing, making sure that they have a bunch of guys on that team that can contribute in a meaningful way, similar to how the Denver Nuggets were constructed around Nikola Jokic. I think that's the direction that they're trending in for now, until there's another move that can be made to bring in an all-star caliber talent to be alongside Giannis. But I think they're in a good spot right now in terms of being able to sell Giannis, that's the place for him to lock in long term.
Should he stay or should he leave? When it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee, let us know at 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. With Chris Canty and Freddie Coleman, thanks for joining us on the Sportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80, as well as ESPN News. And we will use that word page that is so important to the future of LeBron James and the Lakers, together or apart. We'll get to that as our man CC has this word for you from ZipRecruiter.
Typically, you don't associate speed with quality. For example, you don't go through a fast food drive-through and expect a gourmet meal to go. Well, here's an exception. If you're hiring, you can find candidates fast who are extremely qualified for your job. Just use ZipRecruiter. With the advanced resume database, you can proactively find qualified candidates in minutes. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
SportsCenter will be traveling across the country. It's going to be all summer long as we bring you SportsCenter from 50 states in 50 days. A different state every day for 50 consecutive days. We will celebrate what it means to be a sports fan in every corner of America. And maybe we'll see you in your hometown and in your home state.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
This is Freddie and Harry on 1050 ESPN.
Being a former professional athlete, the thing that I love the most about coaches is when they didn't BS me, sugarcoat things, and told me the real.
Right.
See, I can live with you telling me the real about myself, even if it's something I might not want to hear. But I can respect you as a man, and I'm going to run through a wall for you because you didn't tell me no bold-faced lie or give me the runaround.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry, weekdays at 3 on 1050 ESPN.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. TNCs apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-384-3434. 800-384-3434. 800-384-3434.
The games, the biggest games, they're all right here. This is 1050 ESPN, New York.
Evan Canty and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
LeBron's time in Los Angeles is coming to an end. That is become clear in the last couple of days.
He's not going anywhere. Like, I'll tell you this straight up first of all. I know LeBron James. This is LeBron James flexing his muscle. This is LeBron James using what he has as a superstar to have the whole organization accountable.
It seems like he needs a little bit more to be fully bought in. What needs to happen is everybody needs to sort of get on the same page, because right now they clearly don't seem to be working together.
I feel more so today that there is a chance he gets traded than ever before.
It is Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPN News with Chris Canty. I'm Freddie Coleman. Let's just get this out of the way, CC, right here, right now. The biggie, that's LeBron James, ain't going anywhere from the Los Angeles Lakers. He did not leave Cleveland for the second time to go to the Lakers and then leave in his final year. This is like somebody doing a Broadway play, and they're the star, and then all of a sudden the last year of the contract on Broadway say, you know what, I'll do food and breakfast in Duluth, Minnesota. LeBron James is not doing that when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. It's all about power and leverage, and LeBron and Rich Paul do not want to lose that with a brand new sheriff in town that owns the Lakers in the person of Mark Walter.
No, they don't want to lose LeBron James. And I said this on Monday, but it bears repeating. The Lakers, when they want to keep a superstar, they keep that superstar. I couldn't imagine the optics around the branding with the franchise of trading away the second greatest player of all time in LeBron. I just don't see that happening. It's the record-setting year 23 for the King. I just don't see the Lakers moving off of him. But at the same time, I do think the pressure that LeBron and his agent Rich Paul are trying to apply on the Lakers front office is going to fall on deaf ears.
Okay.
Because at this stage of the game, the Los Angeles Lakers aren't building the team around LeBron. They're building a team around Luka Doncic with LeBron James happening to be on that squad. So with LeBron, typically he's able to force front offices, force ownership groups to bend to his will. In this instance, I think the Lakers brass balks at whatever it is that he's insisting in the way of roster construction for this squad.
It's spot on what you just said, because he can't stack the squad to his liking like he was able to do in Cleveland the second time.
Yeah, LeBron ain't never met a player he ain't want to trade.
Right. And Miami, when he got together with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And then the Lakers found a bunch of suckers known as the New Orleans Pelicans to have them move on from Anthony Davis and trade in the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron knew that Luka was going to be the future of this team the minute that they traded for him or was gifted to them by the Dallas Mavericks. That doesn't mean that he likes it. And here's why I say that. When you're used to having the power of church and state, and now it's not going to revolve around you, you're not that heliocentric force that you're used to being, it can be very hard, CC, to give away that power dynamic, even though you know it's coming. That doesn't mean that you want that as a part of a potential final year, either in the NBA or with the Los Angeles Lakers. And that's why when we got that word salad statement from Rich Paul, his agent and the CEO of Clutch Sports, that was their way of trying to say, don't forget about us. We still are important, but their importance is going to be lessened because the future is here right now, and there's a new boss in town who has shown he will find the right people to put in place to make sure the Lakers are not just fair to Midland. He did not pay that kind of money to be the owner of the Dodgers and Lakers to go 42-40 or 41-41 and hope to be in the middle of the pack as owner of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, but what you know is that you have an ownership group led by Mark Walter that can be sober-minded about this scenario, right? And I think that any basketball person will tell you, looking at the Los Angeles Lakers, that while they'll be a good team, certainly a top 6 team in the Western Conference, based on the competition, based on the moves that we've seen made over the last 48 hours, there's no way that they're going to be able to contend with the likes of OKC and Houston when it comes to championship time. And so to go all in and to mortgage the future for the here and now because LeBron James has a short runway just doesn't make a lot of sense for the franchise.
Yep.
And if you listen to NBA people talk about LeBron James and what was out there for him before he opted in, there weren't a whole lot of franchises that were ready to line up to pay LeBron James $50 million a year. So, the $52.6 million options, good chance that was the best that he was going to get on a per-year basis. So he got the money that he was looking for. He's got the head coach that he wants. He's got the location that he wants. It just doesn't sound like he has the players that he wants. And I guess my whole point is this. At this stage in this man's career, when he's on the wrong side of 40, do you think it's reasonable for the organization to acquiesce to what he's looking for? And I would say no to that. For as great as LeBron James is, for as much as he's meant to the Los Angeles Lakers, for as much as he's meant to the NBA as a whole, this is the time for the Lakers to draw the line in the sand. And it feels like Rob Pelinka is doing that.
Chris Canty, Freddie coming together on Sportsmanlike at ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPN News. And that was something that Brian Windhorst, ESPN NBA insider, on Get Up yesterday, he said when it comes to getting on the same page, that's what the Lakers and LeBron have to try to figure out.
Yes, LeBron's time in Los Angeles is coming to an end. That is become clear in the last couple of days. However, he is 40 years old, so it's not like he was ever going to be a long-term solution here. The Luka Doncic trade and the ownership change that have happened to the Lakers have given a moment to look into the future, and LeBron is looking into the present. But the Lakers are positioned to be a competitive team in the Western Conference this year, and the way that happens is with LeBron fully bought in. And so while I would suspect that the Lakers feel like the fully bought in came when he opted into his contract less than 48 hours ago, it seems like he needs a little bit more to be fully bought in. So I think what needs to happen is everybody needs to sort of get on the same page, because right now they clearly don't seem to be working together, and that is worrisome no matter who's on your roster, no matter who you sign in free agency.
They don't need to get on the same page, CC. LeBron needs to get on the Lakers page. Is he willing to do that? Does he want to do that? Does he believe that he should do that? He's great, but he's not great, which I know in relative terms, in contextual terms, you can be splitting hairs.
What does that mean? What does that mean he's not great? Because you're trying to make that
right.
difference. Yeah. You're differentiating between the level that LeBron James was once at versus what he is right now.
Exactly.
Correct?
The numbers are terrific, but are they the impactful numbers that we're used to seeing? Because plenty of LeBron supporters will say, well, look what he's still doing at this age. Not dismissing that, but the impactful numbers aren't going to be there at his age with the kind of team that the Lakers have, because he can't be that great night in and night out, especially in the playoffs. And that is something that the Lakers, in my opinion, have already weighed. As great as he is, CC, that great is not going to be there. They need Luka to be great going forward, because this is going to be his organization. That's the page that LeBron has to get on. The Lakers don't have to get on his page. He has to get on the Lakers page in the near future, because they've already made decisions what the far future is going to be, and it's going to center around Luka Doncic.
No doubt about it. And the thing that we learned from watching the postseason is that defense still wins championships. Mm-hmm. And when you think about LeBron at this stage in his career at his best, when you think about Luka at his best, when you think about Austin Reeves at his best, all of those guys are defensive liabilities. So think about that. The top three players on your team are essentially one-way players at this stage in their careers. So you have to be better defensively, and you lost one of your best defenders in Dorian Finney-Smith in the early goings of free agency. So how they address that aspect of their team is going to be key in terms of what the ceiling for them will be. LeBron, Luka, and AR-15 set a high floor. They'll be, a top 5 team in terms of record in the Western Conference. But for LeBron James, it's about competing for championships, and right now they just don't have enough. So LeBron, I can understand why he would want to apply pressure on the front office to make moves, but the moves that the Lakers need to make are not about accentuating LeBron James as much as it is about accentuating Luka Doncic, and therein lies the tension between the King and the Lake Show.
Great stuff by Chris Canty and Freddie Coleman together on Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPN News. And you heard Chris Canty mention about Dorian Finney-Smith, who's now no longer part of the Lakers. He's part of the Houston Rockets. Where are the moves they made? Well, where do they factor in Canty's power rankings of the best moves in free agency? And how much will Freddie Coleman disagree? That's next on ESPN Radio and the ESPN News. This is Unsportsmanlike.
What up and what's good? It's Randy Scott.
And it's Gary Streisky. And Randy, do me a quick favor. Never do that again.
I did instantly regret it. We are the duo that brings you SC Plus every weekday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, only on Disney Plus.
Highlights, top stories, and the best ESPN analysts, and of course, us.
Tasty morsels, just little bites of num-num.
SC Plus, all new and only on Disney Plus.